folks. Well, what can I say? We're already in the month of September. Life is just flying by. Kids are back in school, which should save me a huge amount of money because when your daughter has 8 children and they're all at home and you buy something for, to eat for one or two of them, you feel like you got to do it for all of them. And man, does that get expensive. But boy, do I enjoy it. I just want you to take a moment and very brief today. The difference between duty and serving by love. Duty is something that we as humans I certainly appreciate. I appreciate a worker that comes to work, feels compelled to work because it's the right thing to do. If you're in the military, you do your duty. And you do it with a clear conscience as unto God. You do your duty. Unsaved people live based upon a degree of duty. The way that they relate to their family, providing for them, caring for them, even as unsaved people. It's their duty, and they have an urge and a desire to do so. I understand that competes with a selfish desire, but I think we as believers understand that we struggle with that selfish desire too. Our flesh, our innate nature is always seeking its own gratification. We have to make that choice or decision. I raised a few children, not a whole lot, but a few, 3. That was, not bad. Sue and I, we how can I say it? We added to the population base. We had more than most because I think the average is less than 2. So we did our share. And it was a blessing to have children that would do what they were asked to do, not because of duty, although there were some rewards there, like getting an allowance and maybe perhaps getting some kind of benefit, toys, whatever, but because they love you. And I think as they grow older, that's something that you see. They just do things because they love you. We don't use our freedom, it says in Galatians 5:13, as an opportunity for the flesh. It's an occasion for us to serve ourselves. But Paul says, but through faith, just through faith, and through the love of God, you serve one another. Think about it. We serve one another through love. There's something beautiful about that. It's beautiful when you see a family that serves because they love one another. Even in some of the most, harsh conditions, they serve one another because they love. They love. There's something beautiful about that. It's beautiful when you see a child, especially when they reach a teenage year, and they do something just simply out of love, not with any expectation, just out of love, just sheer love. And isn't that what we see in the Lord? It wasn't duty that took him to the cross. Obviously, he was doing the will of the Father, and he was committed to the will of the Father, but it wasn't duty, it was love. It was an expression of the love of God. It's that very love that lives in our heart. Now, today, just pick one thing. Just one thing, one opportunity, and just do it out of love. Not because you were supposed to do it anyway. But when you do it, recognize that your motivation, just check your motivation. And I'm going to do this out of love. And you know what? There's a degree of beauty in that can't be equaled by any mechanical service that we would provide. I think when we look around us in the world, and especially at nature, we see God didn't just spin a clock, wind it up, and set it out there. That is my phone that's going off, and I'm going to get rid of that. So if you heard that, that was my phone. I don't know why that happened, but that won't happen again. But see, that's the beauty of technology. But God actually did everything that he does, and he still is involved in it because he's in the midst of everything. All of it speaks of Christ in Colossians 1 and verse 15 through 18. He's all and in all, so that we can see beauty in everything that happens. There's a beauty in it. It's not just something that happens, not just that the sun comes up and the moon comes out and the stars shine, the trees, the plants, even the insects. But there's beauty in it because God provided it. Do something out of love today as God did for us, and it'll be beautiful. Till next time, friends. God bless you.